Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany and welcome to a Valentine's Day novella binge. Today I want to read the Valentine's Day novellas that are taking up my Kindle Unlimited spots. And I want to read as many as I can in one day. It's my day off. I tend to explore, and so I think I want to organize these reads by page count. My rapid fire round will probably be any novella that's up to 50 pages. I'm going to be out and about, and I think that those are perfect for that. Lately, I've been makeshifting any surface into seating so I could get reading in public, so those will be great. I know for a fact that I want to read 1-800-Cupid by C.L. Cruz. It's a curvy heroine romance about a woman who hires a date for her sister's wedding that just so happens to be on Valentine's Day. I also know I want to read Cupid's Folly. I'm intrigued by the synopsis because the heroine's identity is kind of a mystery. All I know is that she gets shot with Cupid's arrow, and for some reason she can see it and she's supposed to be his match. So we'll see. And for my appetizer round, I think I want to make those be at least 50 pages to 100, because I know at some point along the way I'm going to want like a chai or a matcha, and that seems like a good coffee shop length in my opinion. I know I finally want to dive into Claimed by Cupid by Dana Islay. I hope I'm saying that right. But this is supposed to be a continuation of Nick and Holly and Silver Fox Daddy Goodness. Okay. And I know I want to get to Haunted Valentine. This is a erotic thriller, and hopefully I can tell you more once I've read it. For my entrees, I will probably read those at home, but we'll see what happens. Those are going to be from 100 to 250 pages. I cannot wait to pick up Sweet Girl by Jack Whitney. This is about Cupid living among humans and using a dating app that he created to feed off souls and make matches. And somehow he falls in love with a woman who hates Valentine's Day. So I'm here for the challenge. And lastly, I think I found, an Alpha's Romance, I believe. I'm going to throw it up. And this is supposed to be a grumpy sunshine. So I'm very excited. I mean, we're not here for a long time, but a good time. These will be short, but I'm ready to head out and get into it. And I'll be back with my first update. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I found a Valentine's Day novella series by Wendy Snow called Secret Admirer. And I've read her before. It was a Christmas novella last year that honestly didn't work for me, but I wanted to give her another shot. So I read Grumpy Boss Valentine and Professor Valentine. And after clocking the formula, I had to stop there. These didn't work for me either. I really wanted them to because there's like an entire series. But the trend within these are really alpha heroes that are in positions of power within the heroine's life. So it makes their romance forbidden. Although I do think it's a bit audacious to call them that. We get mutual pining and an anonymous grand gesture from the hero to the heroine that for some reason creeps the heroines out and it forces them into the hero's arms. And when it's revealed that the hero's the one that sent the flowers or the love letters, she feels taken advantage of. And it just felt like there was only conflict in these for the sake of having it, when there really could have been more time spent on their everyday engagement to establish something other than attraction. I'm always here for a bonkers plot, but these felt really rushed and far too rushed to be having epilogues 7 years out. So they just didn't work for me. And I know it can be done because 1-800-Cupid by C.L. Cruz had pretty well-rounded characters that built a connection based off their interest and passions. This is a curvy heroine romance where Sasha is getting her master's degree. She's overworked but passionate, and she's tired of her family being so hyper-focused on her single status as opposed to her academic efforts. And she's feeling it now more than ever since her sister is getting married on Valentine's Day. So she hires a date through the 1-800-Cupid app. She feels like this is going to be the most efficient way to appease her family and to guard her from any distractions. She's not trying to start a romance. What she doesn't know is that her date is Dax, who actually built the app. And he responds to her request because he doesn't want to be alone on Valentine's Day. And of course I loved that he is just like bewitched by her beauty and her curves. But I really enjoyed the time that they spend together over the course of this like wedding weekend, and how he really appreciates her passions behind her studies and how she gets to know all about his insecurities and the man that he was before the muscles and the success. And I just thought this was sweet and sexy. I definitely recommend it for like a quick in and out themed Valentine's Day novella because I bought their connection. Okay, this worked for me. The next thing I read was Cupid's Folly. This is between a succubus and a Cupid, because in this world there are many. And they meet on the night of Valentine's Day when she's feeding. And after he mistakes her for a human, they get into sort of this like debate on the manipulation of love and who their targets should be. And since they can see each other in their true form, for the first time she doesn't feel lonely. And for some reason, she's wondering why this flying Grecian-bodied being is coaxing her lust when she's had her fair share of partners. And this is really just like a fun romp between them. And I wish it were more because her powers were really cool. There is sort of like a tiny little like thriller aspect to it, but it really is holiday smut interrupted by his duties, so to speak. So I definitely think that 1-800-Cupid wins this round. I cannot wait to get into Claimed by Cupid and Haunted Valentine, and honestly Samacha. So I will be back with those and anything else I find. See you soon. So I have 3 reads for my appetizer round. I randomly found A Lovely Night Off by Magic Linen. I'm definitely going back to this series because they're all holiday themed. And this is a romance rekindled about a heroine who's juggling multiple jobs to support her mother that's a recovering alcoholic and her sister that can't seem to keep a job. Sidebar. Her sister is chaotic, and I was really upset because she's not pulling her weight, but the fact that she keeps getting fired for hooking up with men on the job just makes me want to read a book about her. I have to be honest. Anyway, I love that the heroine is bookish and that she has a boyfriend that adores her. He's planned the most romantic, Valentine's Day for her. But of course, work comes first before the relationship, like always, and she can't afford to take the time off. So this is about time being made for them, her bookish surprises, and her just having a good and steamy time with her hot author boyfriend that wants to give her the world. I thought this was such a sweet rekindling. I really felt the Valentine's Day theme, and she was cute. Now, Claimed by Cupid gave me the kinky continuation of Nick and Holly's story where he wines, dines, and gifts her with toys. I just think it's so fun and smart to stick with the same couple throughout the holidays because the relationship does progress in this one. I don't know how this is them taking it slow. Oh my God, Nick is insatiable. So I don't even know how he's gonna act when he can finally claim her as his because they're already there. One thing I appreciated from this one is that it's very counter to the spanking that I've read of late, where it's like the heroine's first time and she always loves the pain and the pleasure and she can take it all. But in this one, I appreciate that there was some course correction. Kudos to Holly for using her words during a check-in. I don't always need the heroine to take the crop like a champ. So I appreciated that and I enjoyed seeing the relationship progress. And the last one that I read was Haunted Valentine. And this was an interesting Valentine's Day thriller where I can say that there's a serial killer that strikes every Valentine's Day, and the Haunted Valentine is definitely the hero for romance reasons. He's determined to save the heroine, but gets distracted by his own obsession. We're getting snowed into a gothic home vibes, lots of steam, and positive reinforcement that helps the heroine's confidence. The plot's bonkers, okay? And my one thing about this is that there's a cut in the middle of the action at the end, in the height of it. Not that I'm promoting violence, but I just wanted a little bit more from that. I wanted this to go the freaking distance, but for a novella, I was entertained and I'm not mad at it. And now it's time for me to settle in to my entree reads, my pajamas, and some snacks. I will be back when I have thoughts. Let's talk about Sweet Girl, okay? This was a salacious themed marathon of smut with intervals of you need sustenance and let's get to know each other while we do so. I was living for the game of pursuit between them. Eros is a gingered god with freaking pull, okay? He has gravitas and he's been masquerading as a human and figured out how to do his job through a dating app that he created that of course blew up. So his company is celebrating by throwing a huge party on Valentine's Day, which is where Chloe gets to enter the chat. and begrudgingly too, because her friend drags her there. She's not looking for love and she's really not down for the holiday. And honestly, Eros is bored until she arrives. They both clock each other and neither's gonna be the first to walk up. And I just love how bold and frank she is. I love that she's just not willing to bend because he's looking good and talking right. And the cat and mouse game between them, using sweetheart candies with chef's freaking kiss. It's hot, okay? It's playful, it's creative, and I like that he's determined to win her without his magic. I've already said too much. Just know this is the Valentine's Day spice that I needed, with a realistic ending for a novella. I loved that. I loved her reasons for why she's not looking for romance. Very relatable. And the fact that we're getting a full-length novel of them both makes me very excited. I'm here for it. I need more of them. My last and longest read of the day was an Alpha's romance. And this is a grumpy sunshine mashup. I just loved how gone and obsessed Connor is with Keisha, okay? She's a baker. She likes all things sweet, and he's a grump who owns a chain of gyms. They couldn't be more opposite. And when they quite literally crash into each other, he's smitten with this beautiful and sweet woman that lets him have it for not apologizing. And after like a series of run-ins, they finally go on their first date. What I enjoyed about this was that Keisha is a recent divorcee. She's starting over after a very emotionally abusive marriage. I'm serious. Her ex-husband needed to sit down on someone's couch and do some inner work because he's still harassing her in this book. And that places Connor in a position to protect and be a real partner. I love that he is a hero who knows who he wants, and he just wants to step in and alleviate her stress. I enjoyed reading them both win after being in relationships with people that took advantage of them. And I will say that this is action-packed, plot and steam-wise, and the chaos with their exes makes for an intriguing plot. I had a really good time and I loved them. So I guess that means I loved my last two reads. Everything that I read is on KU. I now have spots available for my fantasy reads, and I want to thank you for joining me. I hope I see you in the next, and good night. Bye.